I've got a snack with me today. Excuse me, sorry. I'm setting up to close the door a little bit more. Salem's gonna come in, but yeah. Hi! This is Dana. And this is the Every Which Way podcast, which you probably already knew if you're listening to this and you clicked on it. Right now, I've got some lovely incense going. I've got my little gummy snacks here, and I have some green tea in my newest mug. Give me just one moment. So we have a local coffee shop here in Hanover, and it's called Ghouls and Grinds. And I recently started going there. I've known that it's been a thing for a long while now. I'm getting adjusted in my seat, but I never went there. I don't know why, but I've been going here for a week or so, and they came out with these lovely little green mugs. It's like kind of cauldron shaped, but not really. It's adorable. It's green. It's got their logo on it with two skulls, and excuse me, my partner in at work, they showed me pictures of the mug, and I was like, I need that. So that was my treat this week. I bought myself a new mug, even though I don't need a new mug. I have so many mugs, but I wanted one, so that's why I did treat myself. And yeah, I'm nursing a headache right now. So if I seem a little frazzled or just kind of vibing a little low, that's why. I've been drinking plenty of water. I took my meds today, so I don't really know what's causing it. But oh well, these things, they happen to the best of us. Oh, my mug, it's so warm. Not scalding hot, but it's just so warm to touch, and it's been a little nippy here in a PA. And yeah, I think last weekend we got a little bit of snow. Apparently we're supposed to be getting more, which is fine. I do enjoy snow. I don't like driving in it just because it scares me to death. But I thankfully live close enough to work that I can walk, so that won't be too big of a deal. But yeah. Woof. So that's how I'm doing. How are you guys doing? Or did you guys have a good week? How's your weekend been? Are you taking care of yourself? I hope you are, because you deserve it and all of that good jazz. Oh no! Sorry, my one little I have two little crystal mushrooms, and one of them toppled over, but that's fine. Was it last weekend? Yeah, it must have been last weekend. I kind of redid the room that I'm recording in right now just a little bit. Just, cleaned up my space and rearranged it somewhat. I wanted to revitalize it, give it a nice tidy up, give it some TLC, and I have, and it's looking really nice. I'm really liking it. Really liking it a lot. I have all of my tarot decks on my desk here with me where I'm recording, and yeah. I cleaned my bathroom and kitchen this weekend, and I went grocery shopping. One of my goals that I've set up for this year is to cook more at home, and not that I haven't cooked at home, because I have, but for me, it's kind of been easy meals like Hamburger Helper, frozen meals, and stuff like that. And I want to make different new things that way, so we're not constantly eating the same thing over and over again. And at work, I printed off a couple of recipes. I was working. I swear I was working, but I did print off a couple of recipes, and I'm anxious to try them. So yeah. I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. I'm breaking out a deck and starting to shuffle a little bit. Are you guys staying warm wherever you're listening to, or are you keeping cool? I sure do hope so. So, sorry, I took a little break. One of my cats, my youngest Luna, she's being a little hellion, but that's okay. I love her anyway. She's adorable. So, what am I talking to you guys about today? Well, I'm talking about something that I think everyone has done in some form or another. I know it's been prevalent in a lot of different religious ceremonies and all that good jazz, at least the physical items themselves, maybe not the intent. But today I am talking about candle magic. Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually really excited about it. I've got a good bit of history here for you, and I've got some info about candle magic, which is what I'm talking about, which you already know, and I'm just rambling. But I'm actually very much excited to go over candles. I love candles. I love scented ones. I think they're amazing. And I even like non-scented ones. I like the ambiance that they give off whenever you light a couple of them and it's just them in a nice dark room. I like sniffing candles. Yeah, I like sniffing candles. No joke. Most of the time whenever I go shopping and I'm in a store like, say, Target or Walmart, and it's like, say, Halloween season, I will sniff every single Halloween candle that they have, every scent, and I will just sniff them. And I'm not talking about oh, how nice. I'm talking about kind of deal. You know, really get that deep in there, get some of it into my heart chakra and all of that jazz. And it's funny that I'm talking about these, like candles in general, but and sniffing candles, because my boss, she had a candle on her desk this past week, and as I was coming in the one day, I saw it, and she wasn't in there, but I stepped into her office and I sniffed her candle. And I told her about it, and she was like, yeah, that's fine, which is really cool. I have a cool boss. Sorry, I just paused again to get myself a little gummy. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm kind of snacking. I just need a little. It's been a while since I've eaten. I just needed something. I did eat today. I had a little breakfast, and then sorry, and then I went and got myself some Panera. I love their broccoli cheddar soup. I love it so much. It's probably my favorite soup ever. Although cream of crab is pretty good. And my mom makes a banging cream of crab soup. But yeah, I was feeling a little Panera-y today. So I went and treated myself to a nice value for two and got myself some soup. And let me tell you what, it was super. Yeah. Candle magic! Woo! Let's go over some history first. So, candles have been around for quite a long time. Whether you're a practicing witch, or you're just a soccer mom, or if you're like a hard-earned Catholic, or whatever, 9 times out of 10, candles have made it into your life in one way or another, right? At the very least, we've all seen them, so know what they are. But prior to candles really being mainstream or anything like that, rush lights were used. And this was back in the olden days, back in ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, all that good jazz. And rush lights were, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to burp at you guys all the time. But pretty much what it was the stem of a rush plant would be stripped of the outer coating, the outer bark, to expose the inner pith. And that pith was then dropped into fat once or several times, however many. But it was 2 soft and thin to stand on its own, so it would be burned in a special holder or some kind of metal container. And these rushlights would give off as much light as a candle and was cheaper. However, these rushlights melted, it dripped a lot of its melted grease. And they kind of didn't like that because that was gross. But fun fact about these rushlights, they were still in use as late as 1880. So back by 3000 BCE, ancient Egypt had begun using wick candles. And I couldn't exactly pinpoint an exact date as to when the first wicked candle was created or anything like that, or even by who, but the closest that I got and that my sources kind of all had in common was around 500 BCE. Ancient Romans, would dip papyrus multiple times in tallow or beeswax, and tallow is the fat of an animal, so they would dip this papyrus in tallow, leaving a portion of it not dipped, so just bare, and they would use that bare portion as the wick of the candle. Ancient China molded their candles in paper tubes that were rolled with rice paper, and the rice paper itself would serve as the wick, and the wax they would get from native plants and insects. In neighboring ancient Japan, they extracted wax from tree nuts. And in India, the fruit of the cinnamon tree would be boiled to extract the wax for candles. So aside from fire, fire, of course, is what we use to light the candles, but ancient peoples all around the world wanted light to help them see things, to help them cook, also for their ancient rituals and all that good jazz. And when it wasn't before candles, it was those rushlights and also oil lamps as well. But candles were used to light homes, aid travelers at night, and for various religious ceremonies. So Hanukkah, which dates back to around 165 BCE, centers around the lighting of candles. Many early Western civilizations made candles from tallow, again, which is animal fat. But that changed when beeswax was introduced. And the thing about beeswax is not only does it have a very nice sweet smell, but it also burns very cleanly and purely. And that made a difference because tallow kind of has a foul, acrid odor. So while beeswax candles were commonly used in church ceremonies and by the wealthy, commoners still only used the tallow candles as they were cheaper at the time. Because, again, beeswax was something that the church used, and those who could afford it would. By the 13th century, candle making was a guild craft in England officially. The candle makers were called chandlers. Pardon me if I mispronounce that. And they either made and sold their very own candles, or they went door to door making candles from the kitchen fats that each household would save. So kind of like a door to door salesman, but making candles in your home with your own stuff. By the way, my notes are kind of all over the place, which is not anything unusual. It's kind of par for the course at this point, I guess. But the earliest surviving candles were made out of whale fat and originated from around 200 BCE from China. Yeah. Nomadic European tribes were the first. Sorry, my brain just like went blank. Like I'm staring at my notes, and it's like I understand my notes, but at the same time, It's just my brain was like, nope, we're not doing the thing. Let's try this again. Nomadic European tribes were the first to use candles during the Roman era. There, that wasn't so hard now, was it, Tana? No, it wasn't, but I make the most simplest things very hard. Good tea. In the 18th century, crystallized sperm whale oil, also known as spermaceti, replaced tallow. And as a result, whale oil became very popular, and whaling in and of itself was a very lucrative business, but it was also very harmful to the whales. So that was not great. And due to whaling being utterly awful and unsustainable, oil derived from other sources such as turnips, and rapeseeds were used instead. In the 1850s, paraffin wax was refined by a man named James Young, who distilled it from coal. It was cheap, had no foul odor, and burned clearly, which is why it became so common in households. A French chemist named Michel Eugene discovered how to extract stearic acid from the fatty acids of animals, and this resulted in stearic wax, which is hard, durable, and burned cleanly. Candles made from stearic wax are still used in Europe today. This was back in the 1820s. Joseph Morgan, an inventor, developed a machine that allowed for the continuous production of molded candles in 1834. The solidified candles would be ejected by a moving piston. This helped to make candles more affordable for the general public. Candles and candle making started to decline with the patent of the light bulb in 1879. And the use of candles didn't pick back up until the mid-20th century, with the emergence of more U.S. oil and meat packing industries, which resulted in the increase of paraffin and stearic acid, which led to, of course, the increased production of candles. I hope that makes sense. I really do. It wasn't until the 1980s that candles morphed into decorative items, gifts, and mood setters. Candles were readily available in a wide variety of shapes, colors, sizes, and scents, and that caused their popularity to increase, which is good because we like nice smelling things, you know what I'm saying? At least I like nice smelling things. But it wasn't until the 1990s when the candle's popularity skyrocketed. New types of candle wax were developed, such as soybean wax and palm wax. And that's pretty much all the history that I really have for you as far as candles. And now we're moving right into the candle magic portion of it. So what exactly is candle magic? Well, candle magic is in and of itself a simple form of spellcasting that doesn't exactly require special tools or fancy rituals, but it can be made complex depending on how you want to do it. So if you want to carve something into your candle, you can. That makes it a little bit more complex. If you want to do an entire ritual, that makes it also more complex. But for the most part, candle magic in and of itself is very, very simple. While some spells do require a specific candle type, short, taper, votive, and even birthday candles are most commonly used. Even menorah candles, which are used in Hanukkah celebrations, are used and are quite popular because they are easily and readily available, just like birthday candles. So the magic lamp was really the first ancient art type of candle magic What it is pretty much a cotton wick would be placed in a terracotta pot filled with oil, and after being lit, it would be observed and interpreted. So this is kind of the first really real example of candle magic. It was primarily used in Asia and Africa, and these kind of lamps are still used in the Middle East, French Caribbean, India, and in New Orleans voodoo. Hoodoo, the voodoo that you do. Sorry, It's typically advised to use new unused candles for spell, as it's believed that candles pick up vibrations from their surrounding. So a candle that has already been used could be tainted by the vibrations of what was around it and of the past spell that it was used, and that could lead to negative or dissatisfactory outcomes. Before candle magic was as popular as it is currently, it was primarily a part of voodoo and hoodoo practices, a part that is called setting lights, which I really like. So the candle in and of itself is used as a focus tool for intent. And the candles can be used for spells, meditation, or other forms of craft. Candle magic manifests the power of transformation via the fire, the candle, wick, and the wax, making it very powerful even though it's simple. The source of the power for candle magic is the fire element in and of itself. Please note that you should avoid blowing out your candles, as it is considered an insult to the fire element because of air. So you're going to want to use a towel or wet your fingers or some other type instead. So I have a cute little list of types of witch candles, or candles that one could use in a spell or rituals if they so desire. And here I go. So we've got table candles, pillar candles, tapers, votives, tea lights, my favorite, chime candles, birthday candles, container candles, novena candles, or 7-day or vigil candles, 7 knob candles, knob, knob. I don't mean to laugh so hysterically, but I've seen the knob candles and really they just look like a butt plug or something like that. Sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And figurine candles. And typically I've seen these figurine candles in the form of the female or male, but they could pretty much be anything, really, I suppose. Knob. Whew. All right. So here are a few methods. Well, it's only really 2 methods of using candle magic. I hope this is making sense. I'm trying to make it make sense. The first one is charging. This is when a person's intents or goals are energetically transferred into the candle. This is accomplished by holding the candle in your hands, closing your eyes, and focusing on what you want to manifest. I currently, right now as I'm recording, have a little brown candle that I originally did along with chime candles to help kind of to help manifest the growth of the podcast. So that being said, if you're listening to this, please share it around, like us, like me, and all that good jazz. But I have that currently going, and I plan on continually burning this particular candle until it pretty much goes out. But before I light it, I take it into my hands and I focus on what I want. So, for example, I want the podcast to grow, at least the audience to grow, and for it to be seen by who needs to see it. So that's what I focus on whenever I'm holding the candle. and then I light it. The second one is carving. So what you're going to want to do with this is you're going to want to take a tool like an athame and use it to write words, symbols, sigils, names, astrology, zodiac signs, birth dates, etc. into the actual wax of the candle. This is used to personalize that candle and is often done when doing distance healing. I've actually done this numerous times. One for, to give you some examples, one for my friend Steph and one for my partner when he was going on a ghost hunt. He is a ghost hunter. It's not his full-time job or anything like that. It's just a part of what he wants, one of his hobbies that he likes to do. So before you light your candle to do your spell work, you have the option. I mean, it's your candle. You can do whatever you want with it, really. But you could dress your candle. What does it mean to dress your candle? Well, dressing a candle is when it is rubbed in oil. After that, it can be rolled in herbs, glitter, or anything that's safe to burn. And after you're done with this, you can charge your candle with your intent or your goal again, and all that good jazz. But if you just want oil, no herbs or anything like that, also totally fine. Candles for a spell can be burned all at once or in intervals. Just make sure that you restate the purpose of your spell before lighting it. How I like to do mine is I'll take a chime candle and I'll look. No, don't. Sorry. Luna! No! Sorry about that. Luna almost knocked over a jar, and I did not want to clean up broken glass again. So, excuse me. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. But how I will do it is I will look up. I'll decide what kind of spell I want to do for what purpose. So, if I were to do a protection spell, I would probably use either a white or a black candle. And this is where color correspondences come in. Because if you happen to listen to the episode on color correspondences, you would know that red is kind of used for passion, courage, love. Yellow is used for positivity and romance, I think. White is often purity, stuff like that. But before actually doing your candle spell, you're going to want to kind of see what color or colors, depending on if you're using multiple candles or not, would work best with what you want to manifest or what your goal in your work is to accomplish. When you have your candle picked out, you're going to want to charge it with your intent. So, or your goal, or what you want to manifest or do. And after you're done with that, if you want, you can choose to anoint or dress it with oil. And you're going to want to, so I mean, obviously if you're doing it for yourself, do whatever feels natural or most appropriate for you. But I want to go with the oil that kind of coincides with my goal. All right. So say I wanted to do let's say a peace candle, like a peace of mind candle. I'd probably go for a purple chime candle because purple is my favorite color and it's the color that I associate me with. And it's the color that often just brings me joy and peace of mind. I would then charge it with that goal to bring myself peace of mind, and then I would anoint it with lavender oil to help calm my mind and bring me that peace. And then if I wanted to, I could charge it again, and I could, or I could roll it in herbs. And usually if I do, it's lavender, just because I love the smell of lavender. I'm not going to lie, I really freaking do. And then I will charge it and light that sucker up. But that's how I do it, and everyone is different. If you want to do an entire ritual or ceremony, you can. I pretty much just kind of get myself in the right headspace via some grounding or light meditation. Then I will kind of go through what I need. So I'm going to need my candle, of course. I'm going to need a lighter or something to light it on fire. I'm going to need oil, and the oil that I need to look up, what would be best for my work. And if I want to carve something in it, and sometimes I do, sometimes I like to carve runes in it, or my goal. So like, again, going with the peace of mind, just peace of mind, I would carve that with my athame into the candle itself. And I would charge it with my intent, roll it in the oil, then the herbs, if I'm using herbs for it. And I will, again, give it a little bit more oomph, and then I will light it on fire. Sorry, I just put out my candle and I'm using my taper, my candle putter outer thingy. I actually got this at the Hanover Markets quite some time ago, and this is my first time using it, so I'm actually really excited. Anyway, but that's how I do it. And candle magic is actually my most favorite form of magic to do, at least right now anyway. And that is because it is simple. And if I want it to, if I'm doing, I'm trying to think how I want to word this. I'm sorry, my brain is a little kind of mush, just because I do have a bit of a headache, and I am sorry if it's coming across in the recording. I'm really trying to not let it bother me. But if I want the candle to burn completely out, like the charm candles, what I'll do is I'll set it up in a place that I can kind of keep an eye on it. So say my living room, I have a wooden coffee table. That part of the section I have cleared off for lighting incense, doing small candle spells and stuff like that. I'll usually go down there, kind of cleanse the space, usually with a herb bundle or something like that. And then I will perform my spell work there. So, but yeah, that's all I have for you with candle magic. I'm sorry if this was a little bit of a weird one with me being, well, a weirdo and all that stuff. I do so apologize. But I want to thank you very much for tuning in to this episode. I hope that you learned something. I know that I learned a bit more about the history of candles and where they came from and all that good jazz. Again, candle magic is my most used form of magic to perform, of spell work to do. That's because it's not really that difficult. It's relatively easy. Again, it is simple. It's just the complexity of it is all in what you want to do. And that's what I love. And that's one of the things that I love about witchcraft in general. Like, there are plenty of books out there to kind of let you know what certain herbs mean, or what certain ritual to do, or what colors, what corresponds with colors and all that good jazz. But at the end of the day, it's really what you want to make of it and what you want to do. And that's one of the reasons why I love witchcraft and why I love being a witch, because it's very personalized. Alright, so we've gotten to that point in the video where I pull a card, and I'm actually pulling from a deck that I have never used, but I've had for quite some time. The Mystical Shaman Oracle, and this is by, I don't know how the hell to say that, Vilodol Baron Reed Lobos. I hope I said that right. So, yeah, let's give this a little bit more of a shuffler. All right. Every day I'm shuffling. Shuffling, shuffling. Yeah, shuffling, shuffling. Yeah. Okay, I like this one. Ooh. Ooh. I've got number 18, the Earth Keeper. Let's see what this has to say about that. And the artwork is, of course, phenomenal. Okay, the essence. Just as you're involved in co-creating your world, you are also responsible for its well-being. The Earth Keepers are dedicated to the stewardship of the Earth and all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of the planet where all beings live in peace, and where the rivers and the air are clean. Remember that everything you do has an impact for 7 generations. The invitation. You have outgrown your small dream of success and achievement and are ready to dream big, with possibilities beyond your wildest expectations. Take on the mantle of the Earth Keeper and reach out to a friend in need whom you may not have been in touch with for some time. Take care of your pets and feed the strays that come by. Clean up your yard, as this is a reflection of your relationship to the earth. Grow the sacred dream and your personal life will flourish. Remember, it's not about me any longer. The medicine. As you care for your body, you show your care for Mother Earth. So begin with the stewardship of your health. What are you putting in your mouth? Are you feeding on foods and thoughts that are not good for you? Start doing what you know will be good for you today. And that's all we have. I like this, again, this is the first time using this deck, but I like that it has the 3 different sections, the essence, the invitation, and the medicine. I really like that. I'm going to have to start using this deck more often. But yeah, I would like to thank you for joining me today for this episode of Every Which Way. If you haven't already, please share this podcast around with whoever you think might enjoy it. Give it a rating. I'll take any rating. If you want to give me a 1-star and say that I suck butt, go for it. And share this around, please. I do have a TikTok. It is Witch of the Gathering on there. And I try to post videos, at least readings, every day. I'm probably not going to do one today because I do have this headache. But it's not just readings. I also post cat videos because I have 3 adorable little cats and I like to show them off to the world. But yeah, if you guys would please, and I mean this, please just share this around, rate it, give a review if you could. That would mean a whole lot to me. And I want to thank you for listening. Really, I do. I hope I'm not coming off as pushy, but I really do want this podcast to grow and be successful and to reach whoever it needs to reach. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a marvelously magical Monday. Make sure that you make good choices and drink plenty of water and take care of yourself. You're the only you that's ever going to be. And I know that's cheesy, and that is a quote from Jurassic World Dominion, but that doesn't mean that's any less true. So, have a great day. I will see you, witches, well, I guess I won't see you. I will talk to you, witches, in the next episode. Bye-bye, friends.